So let me go ahead and get started. I'm going to just do a quick unboxing. If you notice on the front it says waterproof IPX8. If I remember correctly, that means it's good for 3 feet up to 30 minutes. And it's a 200 lumen headlamp. If you look over the back, minimum is 4 lumens, max is 200. Your visibility is going to be 16 meters at 4 lumens, 80 meters at 200 lumens. And then your burn time is at 4 lumens, 200 hours, and your max is going to be 50 hours. I'm just going to read over a couple of things. If you're not familiar with the the power tap function, this says instantly adjust brightness with a single tap of the headlamp's housing. What that means is that when you actually have the headlamp on, it's got a touch sensor. You just touch it and it sets it up at a pretty high level. You touch it again and it goes back to your default. Over here it says features, power tap, which is what I just talked about, dimming, strobe, it's got a red light, proximity, has the ability to lock, weight is 52 grams without batteries, another 36 grams with the batteries, and it uses 3 AAA, total weight is 88 grams, and it's got a 3-year warranty, and that's it on the outside. So let me go ahead and open it up. So when you open it up, these are the things it comes with. Looks like instruction manual. I won't get into that now. And this looks like it's just like a quick reference. So I'll probably need that in a second. I think it probably mirrors a lot of all the other Black Diamond products in terms of how everything works. So in addition to that, you get 3 AAA batteries. And got your headlamp. Okay, I'm gonna pause this real quick while I get this out. Okay, so I got out of its packaging, and let me just give you a quick walk around of the headlamp. These are your LEDs. There's one, this is probably your red one. This is your spot. This is your lock indication button. This looks like your hinge release. And that's your smart touch, and there's your primary button. This is also a 3-position headlamp, so it clicks in the 3 places, 1, 2, 3, so you can adjust it. Okay, and let me go ahead and open it up, put the batteries in it. And this is actually different if you compare it to like last year's model. The one from last year actually opened up from the bottom. This opens up from the side. So if it works like the one from last year, and that's what I'm going to do, is just try and see if it works the same way. You should be able to just press this one time. That's going to give you your main spot. Then if you press it twice, and you also have a power indication here. When you first turn it on, I'll show you. When you first cut it on, it lights up green, letting you know that it's fully charged, and as it goes down, I think it goes yellow, and then it'll go red when it's pretty much dead. So I've got this press it once. Let me turn it this way, and that's going to cut your main spotlight on. If you press it, hold it down for 2 seconds, it'll have this one on as well as turn this other LED on. So now you've got both of them on. Then if you hold it down for another 2 seconds, it'll cut back to the main one. And then what you can do is if you hit it twice, it'll switch over to this one and it'll cut the main spot off. And then if you actually press it 3 times real quick, it should go into a strobe mode. So now it's currently in a strobe mode. It doesn't look like the main spotlight goes in strobe mode. It's just this one on the left. So then you press it 3 times and you go back to your main. And then if you actually want to go into your LED or your red mode, you hold it down a little bit longer. Or actually, you know what? I'm sorry. If you hold it down, that's how you cycle your main spot up and down. And then if you cut the other one on, let's see. Okay, so actually as you cycle it up and down, when you get to the highest setting, this one actually automatically cuts on. So I'm going to try something. Let's see, let's have it on high, or the high setting, and then hold it down and cut this one on and see if I can scroll it up or have it go up and down. Okay, so the other one by default it looks like is going to cut on when you get to the highest setting, but if you try and power it down to go to a lower setting, it automatically cuts off. So it looks like it's only going to cut on at the highest setting. And the way that you actually cut the red light on is if you have it turned off, you hold it down for about 2 seconds and the red light cuts on. Now one of the things I do know is that the previous models you could actually strobe with the red light and you can actually power it up and down, so I'm going to try and do the same thing. So if you hold down the main button, it's powering down and it's powering back up, so you can get a stronger, lighter red mode. I'm going to press it 3 times and I am in a strobe mode for that. Okay, so the way that you actually get this into lock mode is if you hold this button, the main button up here down, I actually put it in lock mode, but if you hold it down, that's going to cut it out of lock. And then if you hold it down for about 4 or 5 seconds, it's got it back in lock mode. So I'm going to do that one more time real quick. So I'm going to hold it down for about 4 seconds. And we got the main spotlight on. Then to put it back into lock mode, I'll hold it down for about 4 seconds. And we're back into lock mode. So let me also show you how the power touch function works. Let me go back and unlock this. So right now I got my main beam on. Right here, it's not a physical button, it's just a touch sensor. So I'm going to cycle this down so it's not so bright. And then when you press that button, it puts it in a full, so that's actually the full 200 lumen mode. So then if I press it back, it should go back into the setting I had it in before. So it's back into the default, or the setting I had it in before. And then I press it again and it goes into the full 200 lumens. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to go ahead and turn the light back, and I've currently got the lights cut off. I just cut this on, and I think it's right now is on one of its lowest settings. Let me tilt this up a little bit so get a better field of view. So I'm going to put this on. It's bright and it's pitch black in my room, in the room that I'm in right now. So that's me cycling it on and off, and that's with both of the LEDs on right now. So it's actually really bright. And let's do this. I'm going to switch it over to the 1 so it's not in the spot mode. And then I'm going to go ahead and switch it into the red mode. So that's with the red light on. And then I'm going to power cycle this up and down. So that's almost out. Okay, and that's full red mode. Okay, so I'm currently in my living room. As you can tell, all the lights are out, so I'm going to just kind of give you a quick rundown of how bright this is in my living room. I currently got it on, and I'm going to power cycle this thing up and down. So that's lowest setting, and then going up, and this is the highest setting. And I actually just kind of tilted it down because it seems to be getting off better light. So I'm going to go ahead and click it over to the one LED light, which is a close proximity. And it doesn't look like you're really getting anything on camera, but it is actually on. And I'm going to cycle this up and down. You can't really see from a distance, but like right in front of me, I got a good field of view. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this in the red mode. Oops. Okay, so now I'm currently in red mode. And I'm going to cycle it up and down. And I don't think the camera is really picking it up in red mode, but it's a significant improvement over last year's model. Like last year's model, I didn't notice, it was almost hard to even see when it was in red mode. With it in red mode right now, I can see really, really good. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this, and I'm going to go outside and do a quick shot outside. Okay, so I'm outside of my backyard, and what I'm doing right now is I'm just going to go ahead and give you an idea of how bright this is. Right now I've actually got it on the max setting. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick wait with the battery still in it and just see how accurate it is in comparison to what the box claimed it was. My scale is showing 2.9 ounces, so it is actually a little bit lighter than what they said on the box. I'm also going to give you a quick comparison and compare the two different models. This is a 2015 model and this is a 2016 model, so you can see the difference. This is how you actually get into this one to get to the battery. You put your thumb in there and pry it and it flips open. Like this one over here opens up on the side and it's got a hinge right here. You can also notice a big difference where the locations of the different LEDs are at. This also has two red LEDs down here versus this one just having one, but this one's obviously a lot bigger. The same thing with the two LEDs right here, but this one's also significantly bigger, and the spot's in the center and this one's off.
Moving like the speed of sound.